easy from Eddie Hernandez. Hey everybody, and welcome to GAW Dark. This is the first Dark of the month of March. Why is that important? Well, I have no idea. Make up some importance for yourself. Here's what's important. GAW Academy Storm Chaser Sydney is less than 2 weeks away. March 15th. That show is going down. It'll be the biggest show in the history of the GAW Academy with so much happening. Now, is this man, Tonga, gonna be a part of it? That's the real question. He'll have to get himself a win tonight to even be considered, you would think, and wins have been tough to come by for this giant. But for a man this size, I mean, you know, it's always possible that he can get the job done on any given night. So is this the night for him? Yeah, I don't think it looks too good for Tonga. This is not a nice man, and this is not a happy man coming out right now. Lars Nightfall, the man recruited specifically by Eddie Hernandez to protect the homestead in the GAW Academy. That's to use his words. And Nightfall, I mean, he is as scary as they come, but he has been tripped up by Overload. Overload, of course, walked out of a match that they were having on Academy Storm Chaser, and then he cost Nightfall a match against Santanico last week on Dark. So this, and Nightfall said to Overload directly, he told him that he would be coming for him, but not right now. He said that he is going to be Overload's nightmare, and a nightmare comes from anticipating the pain that will come. And certainly for Lars Nightfall, I mean, you can just see it. This man is capable of delivering pain. So the fact that it's coming at some point for Overload, I mean, it scares me. I can't even imagine what Overload is thinking right now. Nightfall is pissed, and he is not in a good place mentally, at least in terms of, you know, he probably feels like he should be up near the top of the GAW Academy pecking order, and unfortunately, Overload has prevented him from doing that. Tonga trying to add to that pain for Lars Nightfall. I don't know how likely it's going to be, but we'll see. Tonga with a big double choke slam. It's reminiscent of the Nightmare double choke slam, the choke bomb that Lars Nightfall uses. One of the most dangerous moves out there. First targeting the arm of Tonga. It'll make it difficult for Tonga to get him into the gory special, the neck pain as he calls it. Look at this effortless strength from Lars Nightfall. It's what we've come to expect. And what we've unfortunately also come to expect is Overload. Will he show up at some point? My God, look at this. That's 400 pounds. Lars Nightfall, deadlift, power slam, and it's a kick out. Will Overload show up at some point? That's the question. Unfortunately, the answer has been yes for the past few weeks for Lars Nightfall. Tonga whips him in. Into the corner goes Nightfall, and Tonga, oh! We haven't seen the therapy session yet from Tonga. I'll tell you what it is when we do see it. We almost saw it there. It involves you being seated in the corner. Do with that what you will. Nightfall out of the corner, catches that boot. And Nightfall, my God, absolutely runs over the big man. And now Nightfall, effortless strength again. Tombstone pile driver. He uses that move so effectively, and now goes for another cover here on Tonga and Lars Nightfall. It's a fairly simple win for Nightfall, and you can see him talking right over the unconscious body of Tonga, dropping a man that size right on his head, the Tombstone pile driver. It's as dangerous as they come, and Nightfall not having to use the Nightmare. Hang on, we gotta get backstage right now. I've been told that Overload is in the facility and, oh, Jason Parker's caught up with him. Hey, Overload, what do you think? You think I'm stupid? You think I don't know what you're trying to do? I know that you're trying to get there so that you can mess up Lars Nightfall again. Well, it's not gonna happen, pal. Listen, I'm taking control here. You guys have freedom, but when you start infringing on my shows, that's when we have an issue. So I'm taking control. Your ass suspended for 2 weeks. Get the hell out of my facility, and I better not see you back. If I see you back here again, it's 2 months' pay that you're docked. That's what you get for trying to mess up my shit. Now get the hell out of here. Always nice to see Queen Alexia out here, and it's always nice to see Overload get what he deserves. Jason Parker threw him right out of this arena, and good thing that he did, because Overload deserved it, and surely he was going to get involved with Lars Nightfall again. Jason Parker said he's had enough of it, and suspending Overload and hitting him where it counts, right in the wallet. We know that Overload, the only thing he cares about is making money, and so Jason Parker telling him if he comes back, he will get docked 2 months' pay. That's exactly what we want to hear. Thunderbolt Suzuki has become somewhat of a regular on Dark, but unfortunately, it hasn't gone so well for her the last couple times. She lost to Caitlin Dunlap last week on Dark, and of course we saw her, I believe, on the second week of GAW Dark as well, if I'm not mistaken, where she lost to Kristen Sakamoto. So for Suzuki, we talk about it every time, mentally she's not quite there. She got messed up because of the number of signings that came in very last minute right before the Storm Chaser tournament began, and she hasn't quite recovered. So Suzuki's still trying to figure it out mentally, and week by week, it seems like it's getting better, but we'll see if it helps her. This would be the time for the veteran Suzuki to take out a young rookie, one of the youngest competitors in the academy in Queen Alexia. Let's see if she can do it. Queen Alexia last time out defeated Christine Buckley with the Dominatrix. It was a great match last week on Dark. Go check it out if you haven't seen it, but you can see how big Suzuki is. She enjoys a significant size advantage over Queen Alexia, but as we know, Alexia is one of the most talented athletes we've ever seen in the GAW Academy, and there is nothing missing from her game other than experience. That's the only thing that Alexia really needs to figure out. Alexia comes in at under 5 feet tall. She measures in at 4'11 and a half. Compare that to Suzuki, who comes in at 6'1". This is as big a difference in height as you are ever going to see in the women's ranks. Suzuki with a deadlift power bomb. Queen Alexia hails from the famed Reaper Academy. Reaper Camp, I should say. I can't believe I forgot that. Reaper's gonna have an issue, I know. But Reaper Camp has produced so many great talents here in the GAW Academy. Alexia among them. We'll see another one later on as Franky Omega and his apparently new partner Andrew Wesley, they get another go at a tag team bout after both men lost in singles matches to Midnight. They will get a chance against Mexican Shia and Flyboy, the team that we saw go up against Lighter and Dagonite. Suzuki, look at this. I mean, it's just so effortless. Package pile driver, and you can see the height that she got as well, lifting Alexia almost up to the level of her head, and now Suzuki hoists her up again. Powerbomb position here incoming, and Suzuki drives her down. Last ride style powerbomb. The strength of Suzuki is overwhelming right now, but Alexia kicks out. Wow. I mean, you might never see a match in the women's ranks that where the size disparity is this much, but Alexia Queen's crown. Oh my goodness. Alexia may have just pulled the upset, and she has. Unbelievable. Queen Alexia giving up over a foot in the height department to Suzuki. It is unbelievable how much bigger Suzuki is. But Alexia, at the end of the day, she's so athletic, she's so strong, pound for pound, one of the strongest women you will ever see. And Suzuki didn't get the job done with the last ride style power bomb. Queen Alexia. Wow, oh my God, what a tremendous performance from Queen Alexia. And now we said for Alexia, the only thing missing from her game is the experience. She's starting to get that here on GAW Dark. It's exactly what we have GAW Dark for. Alexia is making good use of it, so when can we see her competing amongst the best in the GAW Academy? I suspect it won't be long. Coming up next, folks, we have a terrific match on tap for you. Max Ultimate versus Ulysses Sky. We've seen Max Ultimate before, but let's take just a short look at his journey to the GAW Academy. My name is Max Ultimate. I'm from Boston, Mass. And I am the luckiest man in the world. And I love professional wrestling. I loved it my entire life growing up. Flair Hogan, Austin Rock. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I thought, man, I could be one of those guys someday. I was waiting for that growth spurt to come around when I was 17. Never happened. I went and joined the circus. No, that's real. That's real. Ringling Brothers, Bonham and Bailey. And look, it was an incredible experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything, really. It was Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, watching what he did, that convinced me, you know what? I can do this. I can become a professional wrestler. So I dropped everything and went to pursue that. It's all I've ever wanted to do. You are seeing me at a time when I could not be happier with what I'm doing, where I am, and everything that's happening around me. I don't need titles. I don't need money. All I want to do is entertain people, go back home at night, and think there are people out there who are happier because I entertain them. I put a smile on their face. And that's enough for me. It really is.
I like the rhymes.
All of us are born with the miraculous ability to determine the direction.
Max Ultimate has had quite a journey to GAW, a very, very unique one, to say the least. I mean, coming from the circus, and the way that I think we'll hear more about some of his trainers and some of the coaches within the academy talking about Max Ultimate and how quickly he's taken to the sport. But he is, of anyone that I know, really a beneficiary of the way the sport of professional wrestling has changed. The fact that even 10, 15 years ago, it was really the land of the giants, and the smaller guys, I mean, it was a very unique case when they broke through into the mainstream, and that's what Max Ultimate grew up with. But now it's completely different. And when you look at, I mean, our champion over on Friday Night Storm is Aleister Black, who's just a normal-sized guy. So it just shows you size isn't everything, and Max Ultimate taking full advantage. See how seriously Max Ultimate takes this. He's not like a lot of the guys that we see here in the academy. I mean, a lot of what he does, a lot of his personality is, you know, it's just about how much he loves this sport, and it's refreshing, you know, especially we talk about Overload and how he's only in it for the money, and we see some guys that, you know, they're in it for the fame, they're in it for that recognition, and for Max Ultimate, he just loves the sport, a sport that he was nearly pushed out of because of his size, and so for him, every match out is a special experience, and you get to see that every time you watch him. To me, I think it's pretty special. And for Ultimate, this represents a really tough test. We saw him debut in the GAW Academy last week on Dark, or I should say 2 weeks ago on Dark. Lee Carr beat him. It was a pretty fun, entertaining match. Carr got him with the green out, and now Ulysses Sky with the modified Death Valley driver. Early kick out from Max Ultimate. Sky so experienced. Trying to use that to his advantage, and now that double chicken wing just lets him drop. Ricky Steamboat, wherever he's watching this from, because I'm sure he is watching this, he's loving some of that. Ulysses Sky now taking full advantage of the reduced size of Max Ultimate. Right into that turnbuckle. Hello, turnbuckle. Ultimate now. Snapmare. Terrific athleticism from Max Ultimate, as we know. But now look at this, a little bit of mat work here from the former Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus performer. Yeah, you heard me right, that's real. He really used to do that, as we saw earlier. And we can see it, you know, it influences the way that he wrestles as well. Sky going straight for the arm, and Ultimate kicks out again. When it comes to Ultimate, he's going to be looking to set, I mean, he's got several moves that can finish matches, all of which are dangerous. And Ultimate now trying to stay on top. For him, it's really the lack of experience hurts, but I think also what can hurt him is the fact that when he has the lead, so to speak, when he's got the momentum, the question is, how does he deal with it? And Sky again with that running Death Valley driver. And again, another cover here. Ultimate in trouble, and another kick out. That experience is important. We talk about it all the time. And now for Ulysses Sky going up top. I think he was looking for Sky elbow, but Ultimate out of the way, and instead Sky goes diving with the flipping somersault. And now Sky up to the top rope. He goes Sky elbow. No water in the pool. Max Ultimate. He doesn't have a lot of experience, but he did his homework right there. And now Ultimate from behind. Oh, he was looking to set up the max damage. Ulysses Sky, though, again, using that advantage. Oh, beautifully done from Sky. Rolls him right over, and now this grounded figure four head scissors, and again, rolls him over. Terrific core strength from Ulysses Sky, and oh, wow. He's still going here. Finally releases it. Ultimate, probably seeing stars right now. Ultimate comes down with a jawbreaker. Ultimate trying to get running. I mean, just trying to do anything right now to get himself back in the match, but he has been blitzed by Ulysses Sky, and it's not even about how, it's not even really about the fact that Ulysses Sky is tremendously fast or quick. It's just that he structures this match so well that it's difficult for Ultimate to really find his footing, and I think that's what Sky knew he was going to do. Ultimate finally sends him over, and now we're seeing a little bit of that athleticism. I mean, just busting out casual front handsprings right there, as we all do. I'm sure you're doing it at home right now. Ultimate back into the ring, but Sky catches him. Sky with the Yokosuka Street Cutter. Just so difficult to deal with is Ulysses Sky. Just a very all-around, very balanced wrestler. Rolls to the outside, and Ultimate throws a big-time strike. Max Ultimate loving it, and now he's gonna fly This is his preferred area of battle. Sky up to his feet and ultimate. Oh, God. Uh-oh. And now Sky trying to drive in the hurt with that bear hug, but ultimate frees himself and back into the ring. Goes Max Ultimate. Ulysses Sky hangs him up on the top rope. This is where you can absolutely tell that Max Ultimate has not spent a lot of time in a wrestling ring. He is incredibly raw. And now Sky, a third running Death Valley driver, and he goes for the cover once again. Ultimate, another kick out. Max Ultimate is incredibly raw. And you're seeing it right here. We know that's true. And now Sky rolls him over. It took him a long way around, but he hooked in the other arm. Sky with this triangle choke. Again, Sky can't really purchase on the ground. He's got to keep his shoulders off, but he's driving in the pressure with his legs and eventually releases the hold on Max Ultimate. That might have been it, but I think Sky knew how close he was to the ropes and probably felt that he was losing that hold. We talked about it on Storm Chaser last week. It's hard in professional wrestling to really lock in that triangle choke because you got to keep your shoulders off, so you can't keep yourself balanced like you would in MMA. Ultimate, nice arm drag. I mean, you really are seeing Ultimate. Look at this, Ultimate. Oh my God, spike Hurricane Rana. And he does just that, and now Ultimate into a Dragon Sleeper. Ultimate locking in his own submission, but you can see his arm is not fully locked around the throat of Ulysses Sky. And Sky with a running crossbody and some ground and pound. Sky looking for a cutter. Ultimate shoves him away. Now into the corner goes Sky. Ultimate with 3 minutes left comes right behind him. And now Ultimate. Oh, wow. Springboard kick off the middle rope, beautifully done. And finally, Max Ultimate could have himself an opening. Waits for Ulysses Sky to his feet. Ultimate hoists him up, looking for the max damage. But Sky out of the way, and now Sky ducks the lariat and a Northern Light suplex. Rolls over, Sky keeps it locked. Sky into a brain buster. Wow. Ultimate thought he had the max damage right there, but now Ulysses Sky elbow. Brutally done. Elbow drop, and Ulysses Sky has beaten the rookie. What a fight Max Ultimate put up in this one. And he's done it twice now. He put up a fight against Lee Carr, put up a fight against Ulysses Sky here. This kid's gonna be someone to watch. I'm telling you, he is raw, there's no doubt about it. But you can see the potential. You can see he mixes a little bit of everything. He's not just a high flyer. He's not just a great athlete. I mean, he is a great athlete, but he does have, he's got a little something. He's got an instinct. So I think we are far from done with Max Ultimate, and you know how much he wants it. You know how much he wants to be here. So I think Max Ultimate will be around for a little while longer. That is for sure. Coming up next, Shane Thorne of TMDK. He's in action. Cara, a man who challenged for the GAW Academy, or I'm sorry, the GAW Cruiserweight Championship on several occasions, never could win that belt. Couldn't quite get to the mountaintop, as they say. But you know what? This is a guy like Max Ultimate, loves professional wrestling. He's still in the game, still working hard, and you got to respect that. Here are two other guys that, unfortunately, you do also have to respect. Shane Thorne and Nick Miller, the mighty Don't Kneel. These two guys have exploded onto the scene in GAW completely out of nowhere. These guys barely showed up last season on General Admission Wrestling. But then right at the very end, in the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge, Shane Thorne shocked the world, upset Adam Cole with the help of Nick Miller, and this is what you get. TMDK, we've now seen them take former champions, Gorillas of Destiny and War Machine to school in the tag team ranks. You don't have to like them, but you do have to respect them, and now we'll see if Shane Thorne can get it done in the singles arena. The question for Shane Thorne is how well he's going to transition to a singles wrestler. Oh, street cutter from Sin Cara early on. Thorne out of the way, and Thorne yanks him down. If you are a big tennis fan, as I am, then you'll know that, I don't want to use the word easy, but it is very possible for a great singles player to transition and become a great doubles player. But in wrestling, it's harder. It's very hard for a great doubles player to become a great singles player. But in wrestling, it's almost the opposite. Oh, release German suplex. Sin Cara lands on his feet. I want to say the difference is due to the massive differences between singles and tag team wrestling. You know, the communication, the chemistry you got to have with your partner is all so different. Oh, look at this. Sin Cara going for a cover after those double knees. Referee didn't even notice the cover was happening, can't make the count. This is the great equalizer. For Shane Thorne, he may not need to transition very well into being a great singles wrestler, but Nick Miller is going to help him facilitate that transition. And Thorne now turns Sin Cara around, looking for the clothesline from Down Under, but Sin Cara, oh, Thorne playing a little possum in the corner there. By the way, my pronunciation of the clothesline from Down Under, I've been told to say that. I'm very sorry. If you missed the last episode of Friday Night Storm, we established that that's what I've been told to call it. I apologize. You know, as far as singles wrestlers go, there is some precedent, not a whole lot, for great singles wrestlers becoming great tag wrestlers. A lot of precedent in the reverse. Obviously, the name that comes to mind when you talk about a tag team guy that becomes a singles superstar, you know, you think of Shawn Michaels. You know, but he's just one of many that started in tag teams and became a great singles wrestler. What we're about to see coming up next is two guys who are looking to really do something very, very rarely seen and become great tag team wrestlers after being great singles wrestlers. Franky Omega and Andrew Wesley. Shane Thorne, oh my God, European uppercut with the springboard. Cesaro was an Intercontinental Champion here in GAW. He may have taught Shane Thorne a thing or two. Thorne with a big strike and again pulls down Sin Cara. Omega and Wesley have developed terrific chemistry very early on in their tag team career. Shane Thorne now into a camel clutch, wrenching back on the neck and lower spine of Sin Cara, but Sin Cara able to power out of it. Well done. So the question for Omega and Wesley is, how far can they go? Well, we'll get to find out. Wow, Sin Cara beautifully done after fireman's carry, high stack cover, and a kick out. We'll get to find out because starting at Storm Chaser Sydney, we'll get to see the GAW Academy Tag Team Power Rankings every week, find out where each team stands, and at the end of it all, the top two teams will get to fight for the newly reactivated Tag Team Championships. Cover here from Shane Thorne off the teardrop suplex, and a cover, but a very labored one from Sin Cara. So the question is, when is that match going to happen? When are some of the biggest matches in the company going to happen? Well, we've got a big announcement on Friday Night Storm, so make sure you tune in and you'll find out exactly where some of the biggest matches in the company are happening. This match has been turned up to 11 right now. Sin Cara's ducked a few lariats from Shane Thorne, couldn't duck that one. Nick Miller jawing at Sin Cara. It's what they're known to do, these two. And now Shane Thorne does lay him out with a gigantic lariat Third time's the charm with that one, and Thorne going for the cover, and no, Sin Cara. You can see Thorne, I mean, he's got some plastic on that arm brace that he's wearing, so that's not a normal lariat. That's a really difficult one, and now Thorne looking again for the clothesline from down under, but Sin Cara out of the way, eats the elbow out of the corner. Into the middle of the ring, front chancery. Thorne pulls him down by the arm, rolls through, and a couple knees right to that left arm of Sin Cara. And now Shane Thorne again wrenching back with the camel clutch. Second time we've seen him use this. It's an area of his game that he's apparently improved in his time in Australia. But Sin Cara once again able to work his way out of it. I don't know if it's designed so much to elicit the tap, so much as to just make the pain hurt, as the great Yogi Berra would say. Drop kick from Shane Thorne. Didn't look like he got all of it. Again, targeting the back. The clothesline from down under. It's gonna hurt the back, it's gonna hurt the neck. Shane Thorne knows it. But it looks like he's working on every limb of Sin Cara right now, making it hurt, and now it could be curtains for Cara right now. Again, the clothesline from down under, countered by Sin Cara. He's done his homework. Shane Thorne works his way out of that hold. Coming up on 3 minutes left. We've had some long matches here on Dark. And Sin Cara hung up on the ropes by Shane Thorne. Strike. Cara up to his feet once again, and now Sin Cara from behind. Sin Cara, hammerlock DDT. Sin Cara could have the win right now. Shane Thorne in real trouble, no! Shane Thorne kicks out. The fans not too happy. The hammerlock DDT couldn't get the job done. That's something new that Sin Cara has began to do over the last year or two. And apparently he's gonna have to work on it a little bit more, maybe looking for it again, but Shane Thorne, nice drop toe hold there. And now Thorne pressing the advantage with a brain buster. Wow, Sin Cara mentally, I mean, he's giving it all right now, and now Shane Thorne, clothesline from down under. Surely that's done the job right now. Referee makes the count, and Shane Thorne has a singles win. Well, it has to be said that the help from Nick Miller certainly, well, helped, but Shane Thorne, God, this is a dangerous man. This is a dangerous, dangerous man. And for all of the talking, for all of the arrogance, this guy's got some heart and he's got some grit. Kicking out of the hammerlock DDT, continuing to press with that clothesline. I mean, this guy, again, you don't have to like him. You don't have to like Nick Miller, and you don't have to like TMDK, and many of us don't. But you gotta respect what they're doing. Coming up next, Omega and Wesley, two guys that have struck up an instant chemistry early on in their tag careers. They're going for 2-0 right now against Mexican Shia and Flyboy. Mexican Shia, called by, well, I mean, himself, the Dragon of the South. But here in the GAW Academy, he's been very dangerous at times. The question is now for him, with not a whole lot of avenues available in the singles ranks right now, can he forge one for himself in the tag division alongside Flyboy? Well, as far as Flyboy is concerned, this is a guy who has a lot of people talking, a lot of people really, really excited about him, and a lot of people who really believe that he has a bright, bright future as a singles wrestler in the GAW Academy. But for right now, here he is in a tag team with Mexican Shia. Andrew Wesley and Franky Omega. We talk about instant chemistry for the two of them. It is undoubtedly there. There is absolutely instant chemistry between Andrew Wesley and Franky Omega. And I talk about it so much because it's so rare to see, especially with two guys with almost no history with each other. I mean, they rarely cross paths at any time. I think at one point, Andrew Wesley was brought in as kind of like a special trainer at Reaper Camp. I think he came in for like a week of specialized training. I think that's it. That's the only time that they would have actually crossed paths, Omega and Wesley. So for them to have this much chemistry early on, it really is amazing. Both Franky and Wesley are coming off of singles losses, both to Midnight, both in incredible matches. You should go watch both of them if you haven't seen them. So Midnight took on Franky Omega on the main event of Dark last week. It was a great match. So you should go watch that. And Midnight took on Andrew Wesley on Storm Chaser last week as well, episode 4 of Storm Chaser, and that was a tremendous match. So both of these guys in singles haven't gotten off to the start that they would want, but of course going up against Midnight, as we know, that is a really tough ask, so you can't really say anything bad about losing to Midnight the way that he's performing right now. But it seems like there's a lot of promise here for Wesley and Omega as a tag team, so let's see if that promise is well-founded. Wesley and Shia start things off here. The last time we saw Mexican Shia and Flyboy, they were being taken to school by Lighter and Dagonite, a team that now looks as though they will be favorites for the new tag team championships. Reactivated by Jason Parker a few weeks ago on Storm Chaser. And as we know, as I mentioned earlier, we'll get to see the tag team power rankings every week. Starting on Storm Chaser, there will be 5 spots, so who makes the cut? Right now, if I had to guess, I would think that Wesley and Omega probably are sitting at number 3. You got to think Lighter and Dagonite and War are, right now, I mean, it's a small sample size, but right now, those two teams are far and away the best teams that we've seen. But for Wesley and Omega, they could absolutely get themselves into that conversation. Off the ropes goes Shia. Wesley looking for the low elbow, the body blow. Shia gets it free, and now we got a tag in, and we got a little bit of a double team offense here from Shia and Flyboy. Double kick, and oh wow, these two have been working. Assisted senton. Those two have been working together. And Flyboy, trademark athleticism from the former U.S. Naval Anglico, drop kick off the ropes, and a second. Wesley goes for the lariat, caught by Flyboy in a twisting neck breaker. Wesley trying to make it over to his own corner to get Franky Omega. Nice step up enziguri there. And instead, Wesley will take his opportunity. Oh, it may have been a mistake. Flyboy explodes in with a drop kick. Apparently, Flyboy and Mexican Shia, they've got a little chemistry between them as well. Flyboy up to the top. Flyboy bomb. That one connects. Shia right out to defend, but Andrew Wesley kicks out. Not enough work done on Andrew Wesley, and that is the difference in tag team wrestling. You might be able to hit the big move early on, but it takes more. The guys have better cardio. They're in the match less. And so for Andrew Wesley, this now represents an opportunity for him to get back in it. Andrew Wesley with a go-behind release west of the rising sun. And now Flyboy's the one who's in trouble, a long, long way away from his own corner, but Mexican Shia just in time to break things up. And he eats the spinning STO by Franky Omega. And now you're seeing a look into the chemistry of Wesley and Omega and how good the two have been together. Flyboy sends Wesley into the corner. Didn't see that Shia got knocked out of the ring, but quick thinking on the part of Flyboy. Wesley powers out of those stomps. Flyboy now working 2-on-1, but doing very well for himself right now. Omega hasn't been in the match yet. The arm collector has not gotten his turn. Flyboy perches Wesley on top. I think he's looking for the top rope missile drop. Possibly, no, German suplex off the top rope. Beautifully done from Flyboy. And now Flyboy looking for the twisting senton. Andrew Wesley out of the way. Wesley pops up Flyboy, well done, and an enziguri. That German suplex from the top from Flyboy, it's dangerous. Of course, he combines that with the missile drop, that twisting neckbreaker that he can do on the ground or from the top rope. Both are dangerous. Now we've got a tag in to Mexican Shia. Wesley now desperately needs a tag. Almost 5 minutes gone, and Omega hasn't been in yet. Omega, the freshest man so far, but Wesley, he's going up top, and we know what's coming. He's made this a regular. Wesley from the top drives his knees down into the sternum. He has made that a regular weapon in his arsenal, now going for the cover, and Flyboy speeds past Franky Omega to break it up, but Wesley right on top of him, knee to the gut, and a power slam. And now it's Mexican Shia who finds himself in a 2-on-1 situation. Now it's his turn to save the team by fighting back. Flyboy did a terrific job, really put the pressure on Andrew Wesley. Now the question is, can Shia do the same? Meet the boss! And maybe he can. Maybe he can do the same. Shia going for the cover, but Franky Omega is there. Oh, eats a strike from Shia. And now Shia sends him across, pulls him back, Hurricane Rana. Omega hasn't been in the match yet. Flyboy returns to the apron. Andrew Wesley off the ropes with a Hurricane Rana. Now this would be the time. You can see that he wanted a tag, but Franky Omega no longer there. So now Andrew Wesley could be in trouble, running shooting star for Mexican Shia. Andrew Wesley could be the one in trouble right now, as Shia knows that the advantage is there. Shia from the other corner runs in with a big drop kick, and his feet were angled up. That would have been a red card if he had done it in soccer. But here in the sport of professional wrestling, it's all legal. No illegal 2-foot challenges here. Shia from the middle rope, but Andrew Wesley right back up. Shia jumps right over him. He saw the danger, but Andrew Wesley catches him with a sling blade. Saw the danger coming from Andrew Wesley, and now Wesley dumps him into the corner. And a little bit of a miscalculation there as Omega went for a strike, and I think Andrew Wesley wanted a tag. Wesley now grounded triangle choke from behind. Again, this is tough. We talked about it earlier. It's tough, but Andrew Wesley forces a tap out anyway. Andrew Wesley with the redemption. That grounded triangle choke, there was nothing Flyboy could do. Andrew Wesley locked in the redemption, and he didn't even need Franky Omega. There was the Flyboy bomb earlier on, but it was too early in the match. And this one here, Rest of the Rising Sun. Andrew Wesley was in this match the whole time. Franky Omega certainly helped him out, broke up a few pins that could have ended it, gave him a couple 2-on-1 situations, and ultimately hit that strike. I thought it was a miscommunication at the time, but maybe it wasn't. Omega with a strike that grounded Mexican Shia and allowed Andrew Wesley to lock in the redemption. And now look at ththese two. They got a 2-0 record. It's the best record among tag team wrestlers, at least in the win column. Best record among tag teams. So You know what? By Storm Chaser Sydney, when the rankings come out, could these two maybe jump War or Lighter and Dagonite? It's tough to say, but you know what? You'll just have to watch Storm Chaser Sydney to find out. Coming up next is our main event. It's the World Championship #1 contender, Walter. Tyler Bate and Walter, boy, have they had some battles, huh? Of course, we're all familiar with one of the great matches of the last 5 years that happened over in NXT UK for Walter's NXT UK championship before he came here to GAW full time. He and Tyler Bate battled in one of the best matches I've ever seen. But they have a history here in GAW as well. In fact, the two also battled over the Intercontinental Championship just a couple years ago. Battled several times for that title. So these two guys, they got history. And for Bate now, they're in much different places in their career. Bate has become more of a tag team specialist with British Strong Style. Walter is the current World Championship #1 contender. They've never battled under these circumstances. Let's see if that changes things. You know that for Walter, the circumstances never change his mentality. He is out to win matches, to assert his dominance, to bend the will of his opponents to his own. That is the raison d'etre, if you will, for the ring general, the ring Kampf, as he is known. And we heard his scathing words towards the world champion Aleister Black on the last episode of Friday Night Storm. We know that Walter will also be in action, I believe, on the next episode of Friday Night Storm. He takes on Will Ospreay. Talk about another match that has yielded some absolutely tremendous results, Walter and Ospreay. But it all depends on if he can get through Tyler Bate. If Bate pulls the upset here, things could change for the #1 contender. It's our main event. Let's see how it goes. The most recent time these two met was in the Goldberg Beat the Clock Challenge. Walter was the defending champion and the record holder coming into that. But he drew Tyler Bate in that competition, and the two battled for over 4 minutes. It was the longest match, so both men finished last in the competition. But Walter did end up winning it, for what that's worth. Of course, the Beat the Clock Challenge was notable for Bandito eking out the closest margin of victory we've ever seen, 1 second. He won it in 1 minute 43, and it, of course, facilitated the creation, or the recreation, I should say, of the Latin American Exchange that has led to some very, very interesting matches so far. And, of course, we will see Bandito take on Suicide to open up the next episode of Friday Night Storm. There's a whole lot you got to watch on that show. Tyler Bate comes in with a somersault kick. And now Bate looking for a cover here on Walter, and it's a kick out. Bate affectionately known as Big Strong Boy, and it means that even though he gives up a lot of size to the massive Walter, that he can deal with it in a way that not many guys can. And he's really taking it to Walter early on here. Walter, Bate's in trouble. Power bomb from Walter and a high stack cover. Bate, he can't reach his arm to the ropes, but he powers out. That high stack, you can't move your arms, and so Bate couldn't reach the ropes. Walter has him up again. Power bomb. And I do think that this will get the job done for Walter. Yes. It's a straightforward match for the Ring General. And Walter, the #1 contender for the World Championship. This man is not scared of a fight, ladies and gentlemen. That's for damn sure. and we're seeing that etched on his face right now. You can see Walter take on Will Ospreay on the next episode of Friday Night Storm, along with so much more. Make sure you tune in, and if you miss anything in General Admission Wrestling, head on over to generaladmissionwrestling.com. Read full recaps of every show as they happen. Never miss a minute. Join our Discord. Check us out on Spotify. You can hear this song from Walter and all of the other music that you hear on GAW if you check out our Spotify playlist. Folks, there's so much stuff to pitch, but I only got one thing to say to you. We appreciate you.